Hello there, welcome to this channel. My name is Carolina Mar, and today we are going to talk about Saturn direct. Okay, we have already seen that Pluto gets direct in the 10th of October. So now Saturn is going to be completely direct from the 7th of November until the next month. So today we are going to see what this is talking about to ourselves, to our lives, okay? And we are going to see also how this is important for you to take this lesson that Saturn wants to give you right now in terms of your horizon sign. So we are going to see a little bit for the different horizons and how this is going to be affecting your life. And you have to go and see in your birth chart, okay? I am going to be making all the way to the wheel, okay? But in terms of the houses, so if you have your birth chart, you need to go there and see in which house you have the sign of Pisces, okay? So there is the area that Saturn is going to be affecting you directly from this point on. So it's really important that you take the lesson, you take the message, so you can improve your life in this moment, okay? So I invite you all to subscribe and share, and thank you all who give me your thumbs up. You are helping me to make this channel to grow, okay? And like I said, we are going to see now, okay, Saturn direct, okay? I will be making this these points here so you can see we have Saturn here, and I also will mark Pluto because, as I said before, Pluto was retrograding, okay, and took his way on the 10th of October, previous to the eclipses, okay? We had the eclipse, the solar eclipse in the 14th of October. It was a really strong eclipse in the axis Aries Libra, and then we had the second eclipse, the moon eclipse in the sign of Tauro. This was a full moon, okay, in the axis Tauro Scorpio, okay? So the point is that Pluto gets direct after the eclipses, okay, I'm sorry, before the eclipses, and Pluto was in a square with this axis of the lunar nodes, and that's really important because it's making us like the way we see Pluto in Capricorn is getting all our structures falling down, okay, something that is changing in our lives, in that area of your life where you have Capricorn, okay, and making this square with the lunar nodes is saying to you that something that you need to close with the south lunar node in the eclipse of Libra, which happened in the 14th of October, something is like something gets to an end in your life, okay? And in the eclipse of Tauro, is something that emotionally maybe you need to reconsider or maybe take from some other point of view, okay? So right now, after these eclipses happened, okay, Saturn, the big master of time, okay, the teacher of life, okay, is getting direct also, okay. We are going to see in this month that we are going to have then Jupiter getting direct, Uranus getting direct, Neptune getting direct, okay. So the energy is kind of taking some kind of force, is taking, is going faster than before, okay. So the first thing we have to understand is who is Saturn, okay. Saturn in astrology, okay, is like I said, the teacher, the god of time. And Saturn wants to teach us something, okay? Saturn wants us to mature in some aspects, okay? He's asking that we need to grow in some aspect, some way, some area of our lives, okay? And Saturn in Pisces is really a strong energy because Pisces is a kind of the sign of things that are maybe kind of chaotic, things are maybe fantasies, things are maybe kind of, not really clear always, okay? Because Pisces is a sign who doesn't know or understand very well the boundaries, okay, between one thing and another, because Pisces is so emotional, is so intense, that it's a sign who complements the wheel, So in Pisces, is every sign is inside of Pisces. So that is why Pisces sometimes gets really complicated in taking some boundaries, and say no, in taking things, like getting things from the cloud to the reality, And Saturn is exactly the contrary meaning, if you like to say it some way. Okay, so Saturn is the reality, and the reality, like something we can touch, we can smell, we can, like something is really concrete. And Pisces is everything, the opposite, So it's a strong energy for all Pisceans, okay? And it's a strong energy where we been asked to take some control, or to put some order in some aspects of our lives that may be being chaotic or confused or diffuse, like something more, I don't know, maybe something that you need to really get down from the cloud, as I said, and say to yourself, okay, I need to understand and put some boundaries here. Maybe you need to put some boundaries to yourself, maybe to others, okay? That will depend in what aspect of your life, in which house you have the sign of Pisces, okay? Also, we have to understand that Saturn is a planet that is kind of slow. He makes the complete wheel in like 28 and a half years, kind of 28 and 30 years. So Saturn being in Pisces 30 years ago, okay? So this is not like a minor event. This is something really important, because maybe you think, okay, depending on the age that you have, Saturn was there 30 years ago. So what happened with you 30 years ago, or what happened with your life in that area where you have Pisces in these last 30 years, okay? Some things that maybe been kind of weird, some things that maybe you couldn't like control too much, or things that maybe you kind of been one way but then the other, like things that were kind of up and down, and now Saturn gets in this place and say to you, okay, this is your opportunity to set boundaries, to take control, to growth in this aspect, okay? And everything that happened before, okay, is over now. You have to let that go, okay? Is the moment where you need to say, everything I have done in this area that was maybe kind of confused, okay, I put like this structure, and this is the past, and this is where I want to go, and what I will build from now on. So it's really an amazing and really important time, because as I said, you will have Saturn in Pisces again in 30 years from now, okay? So I invite you to go to your past and check out this area specifically of your life, and check out the things that maybe you couldn't control too much, or you maybe couldn't, I don't know, put some boundaries, you couldn't like revealed, and this is the time, this is the moment, okay? So let's see what else. Now the energy of Saturn is, like I said, getting direct, so it's kind of taking, a speed. And maybe this last 4 months, because Saturn was retrograding from June. So these 4 months, maybe in this area of your life, you've been feeling like things were really slow, like you were stuck in some way, or like you've been out of control in that aspect, and now Saturn is getting direct and saying to you, okay, let's take your, your journal, let's take your checklist, and we are going to restart this work together so you can grow in this area or this aspect of your life. It's really, like I said, an important time, because this is going to happen again in the next 30 years from now. So take this chance, this opportunity, and put in order this house where you have Pisces, okay? So we are going to take this wheel and see what happens if you have Pisces in your house number 1, okay? Go to your birth chart. You can check that out, okay? Remember that I will leave you here the website, okay, and our contact, our WhatsApp, where you can write us if you want to know your birth chart, if you want your solar revolution, if you want your moon revolution, okay, or if you want some tarot reading, okay, for anything that you maybe need right now to decide for your life, okay? So if you have Saturn in your first house, okay, if you have Pisces in your ascendant, in your horizon sign, this is going to affect your personality, your individuality. And this is an amazing time because, as I said before, maybe you've been kind of trying to build your personality, trying to define who you are, who you want to be, which are the things that you want to do, which boundaries do you want to put maybe to the circumstances, to others, or something, okay? Maybe you've been trying to define yourself, but you've been, as I said, up and down, here and there, some things that maybe were or was for some time confusing for you, okay? And maybe also this could talk about some things that you lived in the past, and maybe some wounds, some things that you couldn't control. You were trying to, to adapt to the circumstances. But right now, Saturn is saying to you, okay, write all these things down and let the past go, and we are going to rebuild yourself. We are going to rebuild who you are from a mature point of view, from a different place, more realistic place, and more secure, more confident, okay, more adult. So if you have Pisces in your first house, this is the moment, okay? And you need to say goodbye to everything that you thought you were, everything that you maybe, couldn't work on yourself. But right now, you could embrace this energy of learning something different, okay? And start to put some boundaries, start to put some, like making secure steps, little one steps, but with confidence and with reality and with, like this knowledge that right now is where you can change everything. And that also is talking about who you think or thought you were and who you really are and want to be. Okay, so this is an amazing energy for all of you who have Saturn and Pisces in the house number 1. Okay, I will be putting these numbers here so you can. This was house number 1. We are going to see house number 2. If you have Pisces in the house number 2, this house is related to your finances, to your resources, okay? The way that you get resources, the way that you build your economy, and how you administrate that area of your life. So maybe in the last a few years you've been kind of, like, with this confusion. Maybe some things were right for a while, then went wrong. Maybe you don't see clearly in the last years, like, where do you want to go with your finances and how to get some kind of like stability in this area. And now Saturn is saying to you, okay, now is the time we are going to make these numbers. We are going to take our checklist. We are going to prepare everything that we need to understand about finances and economy. Maybe is a time where you can invest in something more to the future. Maybe invest in something that has to be with real estates, things, concrete things, okay? And Saturn is saying, okay, we are going to grow in our economy and finances area. And you are going to be learning maybe in what things is like ideal that you spend money in what things maybe you have to learn how to take care of your money. You have to grow your relationship with your finances, okay? We are going to see now what happened with all of you who have Saturn Pisces in the house number 3. House number 3 is related to our ideas, our mind, our communications, okay? Our first circle of trust, okay? So maybe it's related to your brothers, sisters, your siblings, okay? Short traveling, okay? Maybe you want to move to some place near because it's short travels, okay? So again, here Saturn is like saying, okay, you have a lot of ideas, but we have to put some reality to those ideas. So you can go down from the cloud and put some things to work, but for real, concrete things, okay? Not only dreaming about those ideas that you have, not only being like fantasizing about something. Nah, it's the moment where you need to put that ideas in paper or put that ideas in something that is concrete and take actions, okay? Also could be a good time for you to put some boundaries in some kind of relationship with your circle of trust, okay? Also could this mean that you need to reorganize that circle of trust, okay? And maybe some people is going to go out of your life, or you are going to build a relationship that is going to be really different, more mature, okay, more mature. And also maybe if you want to travel or if you want to move, like I said before, Saturn is going to say to you, okay, but we are going to organize this trip, we are going to put foundations in it, we are going to make this for real, not only in your head like a fantasy that you have, for real, okay? Let's see if you have Saturn in the house number 4. House number 4, it has to be related with your home, your family, your relationships, okay? Your foundations as a tribe, okay? And maybe Saturn here is saying to you, okay, maybe this aspect were kind of chaotic, maybe it been like a dysfunctional relationship in families, things or issues, or maybe some things of your house or real estates as well, okay? And now Saturn is saying, okay, we are going to reorganize this, we are going to put some boundaries again, we need to grow in our relationship and in our role in our family, okay? And maybe it's the time for you to start some kind of foundations in terms of your your family stability and your home as the place itself, like I said, real estate or something like that. Maybe it's a good time for you to invest in some things like that, okay? Let's see what else. If you have Saturn Pisces in the 5th house, okay, the 5th house is related to your creativity, is related to maybe some kind of relationships like are not so so committed, you know, or maybe this has to be with your hobbies, this has to be with things that you want to do but only to enjoy life, okay. And maybe here, as I said, Saturn want to put some order, okay. It's not like maybe you start a course of this, a course of that, maybe you start tennis, you start the gym, you start, it's like, okay, we are going to do one thing, where we are going to do it and sustain it, okay. So this is really important because Saturn is not only the concrete things. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and Capricorn is the sign who starts something and sustain that thing, okay, like consistency, you know, like with time, a step by step from the years, okay. Is Saturn builds a tower in a lot of years, but is confident, but is patient, you know. So maybe here Saturn is saying, okay, but we are going to like put some order in these things that you like to do, or these things that you do but one thing other the other, and then you go and then you come and then you know, and you can't sustain anything. So Saturn here is saying, okay, we are going to sustain things, okay. And with these kind of relationships that maybe are not such a relationship as commitments, you know, because here in the house 5 maybe could be like adventures maybe, and Saturn here is going to say, okay, maybe it's time for you to rethink about this. Do you want to have adventures, or do you want to build a future with somebody, you know, like maybe some kind of partner, okay. And what is that you want to do with this aspect of your life, okay. Let's see what happens if you have Saturn Pisces in the house number 6. If you have Pisces in house number 6, this has to be with your health, okay, your physical health, and also with your job, okay, the service that you bring to the world. So here is kind of the same, you know. Saturn here is going to say, okay, maybe you've been kind of in some cloud of things, you know, and now is the moment where you need to reorganize, you need to grow in this aspect, okay, to start rebuilding something more seriously, more concrete, more mature, the same relationship with your body, your physical body, okay. Maybe it's time for you to start your diet, or maybe start the gym, or maybe start take caring of yourself in a different way, okay. It's kind of Saturn here wants to put some order where some things could have been like disorganized or in some kind of chaos, you know, like this is the moment where you could take this energy and transform this area of your life and get things more concrete. And you need to be consistent for you to build with time and patience something different. So maybe if you've been like disorganized with your job, with the activities that you do, you know, or you've been thinking, I want to still do this, I maybe you don't feel like it anymore, you know. Saturn here is saying, okay, we are going to get down from the cloud and put here some kind of you know, like floors, you know, and step by step growing in these areas, okay. So if you have Saturn in the house number 7, okay, house number 7, if you have Pisces in the house 7, the house 7 has to do with relationships, with our relation with others, okay? It's a house of marriage, of commitments, okay? Societies, maybe. And I think here, for a lot of you, Saturn will be like asking you to put some boundaries, okay? If you are this kind of person that maybe in your relationship with others, you feel all the time like you don't find the word no in your mouth, like you feel like all your relationships turns out to be like so confusing and so much involving, and it's kind of confused. Who are you and who am I, and which are the boundaries, which is the line, the red line between who you are and which is your role in this relationship, and who am I and which is my role in this relationship. So Saturn here is going to ask you, wants to teach you to put that boundaries to the people that is around you, okay? So this could be with your husband, with your wife, as it could be with anyone with who you have relationships. The house number 7 is our relationships with others. So is everyone that is around you. And here maybe you will find inside of you, because now you are growing, because now you are seeing things differently, because now you are seeing and facing reality also. Because Saturn is kind of, like, it's kind of something that blows your mind, and like suddenly you see everything as it is, and maybe you are like awakening of some kind of, like chaotic relationships, and now you are saying, okay, I don't want this kind of relationships anymore in my life, and so I need to learn to put some boundaries. Saturn, okay? Let's see where else. If you have Saturn in house number 8, house number 8 is talking about our own death and rebirth, okay? And this is in terms of our spiritual changes, our own death, like from who we've been and who we want to be in the future, okay? It's like I have to die to myself to being rebirthing in somebody new. But also the house 8 is talking about debts, if you have, okay, and all that has to be with the money that maybe you administrate for others, okay? Family money, or that kind of thing. So here it's really important because Saturn is getting there. So if you're a person that maybe been kind of out of control with your credit cards, maybe you take some kind of debts in these times, maybe you don't have your bills in order or your payments in order, Saturn here is going to make a lot of pressure for you to reorganize your finances and put in order your economy. So I really advise you all that don't resist this energy of Saturn, because Saturn is one of the strongest planets, and when he wants to teach you something, he will, okay? He will, for the best or for the worst, so he will. So if you need to put some order, if you need to maybe reestablish your payments, as I said, okay, do that step by step, but take control of this situation, okay? Also, as I said, in your own transformation, maybe you've been thinking about a lot of changes that you want to do, or you feel like you need to restore yourself, something that you need to let go right now, some side of you that is not so consistent and so clear and so mature, okay? And this is the moment, because Saturn here is saying, okay, we are going to take this chance and make that change, and this change is going to be making us more strong, more persistent, more patient, more adults, more, like with a clear mind. So it's a really interesting time, but could be one of the most complicated places, because it's something that you need to let go of you, that been so chaotic, but at the same time could be something that you are going to feel this pressure, this pressure of Saturn, making you feel like you are so stuck that you need to make that change, because this is life or death, something like that. Okay, so if you have Pisces in the house 9, the house 9 is related to long traveling. Okay, is related to our beliefs, our ideology, is related to our the way we see life, our philosophy, maybe what is true for you, your faith. Okay, so here Saturn is going to say, okay, you believe in all these things, and maybe you have this kind of, with this mystical, I don't know, this mystical voyage, where we go, like sometimes people who is so connected with the spiritual things and that kind of issues, sometimes we cannot define what is true, what is not, or what is consistent and persistent in our life. So this is kind of the clue here. Okay, it's not like you don't believe anymore in what you believe. It's kind of okay, but what of these things, all these beliefs, all this ideology, or all this philosophy that you have some kind of concrete aspects where you can build the truth for you and for your life. Okay, so what are you defending, or where you build the truth for your life, in this area, your beliefs, and what or which of all those things you feel you can, like, see for real, like something concrete, something that you can pursue, but with this aspect of growing through this, sustain that. Okay, it's not like today I believe in this, tomorrow I believe in that, tomorrow, no. It's kind of get this reorganization in your beliefs. Okay, also, if you are planning to make some long trip, Saturn here is going to say to you, okay, but we are going to make a plan, we are going to make a list, we are going to prepare all the papers. Like, you are going to be making all this, but with consistency, okay, and not only in your imagination and in your head. It's something like more concrete. Okay, concrete. You can touch and you can feel. Okay, so if you have Saturn in the house number 10, house number 10 is related to your profession, your job as a professional, your office, your, is kind of your degree, and it's the place where you kind of define that this is the service that you are giving to the world, and at the light where everyone can see that you are that professional. Okay, so maybe here is time to grow and mature some aspect of that profession. What things you can perfection right now, what things you can do better, what things you can do like with the different attitude, more secure. Okay, maybe this could be a time of a big recognition, okay, of public recognition, or a public, maybe you will have more responsibilities in your work right now because you are recognized differently. Okay, but Saturn is going to ask you here to be consistent, to be mature, to be perseverant, to be, like patient, to be secure, to be, like getting down from the cloud again and putting your feet in the ground. So Saturn in the professional life is for a lot of people could be some kind of time of a big recognition of all the effort that you've been doing. But for others, if you've been doing something kind of weird, for say something, okay, Saturn here is going to take you down, and you are going to have to rebuild your public image. Okay, so let's see if you have Saturn in your house number 11. 11 house has to be it's related to your friends, your social life, the groups of people which who you maybe spend some time. Okay, and Saturn here is going to be saying to you, okay, you need to put some order with this relationship, with these people around you. Okay, maybe you are going to feel like you start to see things, life and future differently, and you are going to feel like you don't feel so connected with all the people that you've been connected in the past, because maybe before you were kind of, okay, all those kind of friends, and maybe some rare and strange friends, people that maybe disappoint you a lot, okay, because the 11th house in Pisces most of the times bring us these situations where we believe that people is who they are not. Okay, and maybe we trust a lot in people, we give a lot of them, and then we don't receive anything, or maybe we are disappointed because somebody betrayed you. And Saturn here is going to say, okay, learn to put boundaries and learn to connect with people that is growing as you are growing. Okay, if you grow, and if you put boundaries, and if you learn to say no, and if you learn to put order in this disorder, there are going to be a lot of people that are not going to be feeling so comfortable around you. Okay, and you are not going to feel comfortable with people that is chaotic. Right now you want to have friends that are more mature, more consistent, okay, and are like building things for real. Okay, so maybe Saturn here will cut out some people from your environment. Okay, so Saturn in house number 12. Okay, if you have Saturn in house number 12, this is a complicated place because house number 12 is a complicated house. Okay, so if you have Pisces in house number 12, maybe there are some things that you need to connect from your profound self, okay, your higher self, your spiritual side. And maybe here are a lot of things that you couldn't already see from your history or from your life, okay? Because house number 12 a lot of times have hidden all the things that we didn't want to talk about in the past. We made like this didn't happen to me, like these circumstances, these people, this everything we don't want to face. Maybe we put that there in the house number 12. So right now Saturn is getting there and is going to say to you, okay, we have to go to that profound place in our unconscious mind, and we have to bring that up and see that face to face. Okay, you have to face your dark side, that side of you that you maybe wasn't so, I don't know, maybe you couldn't do it that before. So it's a really good time with Pisces and Saturn here to take some time for yourself, to take some time for meditation, maybe to take some time to be like in some kind of loneliness, like take your time to see your profound self, your unconscious self, all those things that you been kind of superficial about, but you need to go there, check that information out. And Saturn wants you to grow through that maybe trauma, or maybe that aspects that were hard for you, or maybe that spiritual side also, because the house number 12 is the house of spirituality. So maybe you feel like, those people who say, okay, I feel things, I am so intuitive, I always knows what is going to happen before it happens, and maybe you want to learn some kind of, I don't know, tarot, maybe you want to learn astrology, maybe you want to, get profound in these spiritual things, and Saturn is saying, okay, we are going to do this, okay, but not from the cloud and not from the, the fantasy or the, like, this kind of a stratosphere that is the kingdom of Neptune. We are going to do this with responsibility. We are going to do this like building something. We are going to do this with persistence, consistency, and patience. Okay, so it's an amazing time for all of us in this moment where Saturn get in Pisces. So I hope that this information really helped you, and I will be reading your comments. And thank you all for spend this little time with me analyzing Saturn direct in Pisces. Remember that Saturn is going to be there in Pisces for the next 2 years and a half. So we have time here to grow, to build, and to change definitely something that maybe has been kind of chaotic in our lives, that aspect of Pisces. And remember that we won't have this experience for the next 30 years. So I hope that you can take this chance and change something that you feel is important for you right now. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next time.